What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe on YouTube, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop going in. Family, I'm going to start off with a couple of cliches. What's done in the dark will come to light. There's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. As you know, Keke Palmer and her boyfriend, Darius Jackson, has been going through it publicly. Accusations being tossed around left and right and straight up the middle. Even Keke's mother is in on the action. In fact, both mothers appears to be in on the action. So Keke Palmer has let me back up. Darius Jackson had a conversation, allegedly, had a conversation where some messages were released from January 15, 2022, where he was telling his mother, she hit me, talking about Keke Palmer. He said, "Hey, Mom, Keke turned off my phone. If she tries to get you in trouble, you have these pictures to prove your innocence." This is what the mother is saying. Take all the pictures because she's the celebrity. On a separate occasion, an alleged exchange between the pair reveals Keke apologizing. Did y'all hear what I said? An alleged exchange between Keke and Darius reveals Keke allegedly apologizing. What did Keke say? Allegedly. "I'm sorry for hitting you. I'm sorry for being afraid to lose you, and that turning into me acting out of fear and desperation." Remember, Keke just recently released video, still pictures rather, from a video, home surveillance of Darius allegedly putting hands on her. These are still shots. Now, I initially questioned why just release still shots and not the video if he indeed put hands on you, because a still shot can show a whole lot of things. You can show a person in a still shot putting their hands on you, but not showing what you did before that person put his hands on you, right? So this is not anything confirmed now, fam. This is just me speculating. This is what I'm seeing. After being on this internet for so long and watching day to day how people accuse people of stuff and then something else comes out and it's a completely different story than what we thought it was, I've learned to take a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt and try to at least be objective until we get to, there's some proof, right? There's some type of evidence of those accusations. In an excerpt from Keke's book, Keke, first of all, the book is called "I Don't Belong to You." It was an excerpt from the book unearthed by blogger Armand Wiggins. Keke details a volatile and physically abusive relationship that she had prior to being with Darius Jackson. Now, this is the smoking gun right here, in my opinion, because these are Keke's words put in her book that she wrote. These are her words. She said, sometimes I went off on him just to get a rise out of him. We do know people that's like that, right? Who try to agitate people, get under their skin just to get a rise out of them. And she continued, and just like that, our relationship became physically and emotionally abusive, and mostly on my part. And mostly on my part. There's more. Let's see. My bad for not pulling that up, having that already up. But let me see if I can grab those other let's see, here we go. This is in her book. This is another excerpt from her book. As my resentment grew, she's talking about her boyfriend she had before Darius Jackson. As my resentment grew, my darkness started showing up. Old bad habits, defense mechanisms. Hurt people hurt people. Sometimes I went off on him just to get a rise out of him. I couldn't express my pain, and the fact that he couldn't see I was hurting caused me. Couldn't see I was hurting caused me. I think so subconsciously show him through making him feel the same hurt. And just like that, our relationship became physically and emotionally abusive, and mostly on my part. Sometimes we think only guys can be abusive, and it's not true. Things can get out of hand for anyone when you have feelings you ain't dealt with. There was one time in the middle of the night when we got into a crazy fight. I should say morning, because it was like 3 a.m. and I wanted him to leave. He wouldn't, and he wouldn't let me leave. I was texting my best friend, Jamie, the whole time, and like in the movie, she hopped out of her bed without question and came to help me. He left when he realized I'd called her to come. But when she dropped me off the next morning, he somehow was right on the couch. He never hit me. But we fought for the first 2 years of living together. I started to feel so ashamed, as if I was turning into the monster that I promised myself I would never become. This wasn't me. Who was this? How did I end up on this end of it? How? I thought to myself. By the third year, I told myself I couldn't be that person anymore. If that's what the relationship brought out of me, I didn't want it. I was tired of feeling like he was my responsibility, and of the fact that our relationship had become codependent in every area. That don't sound like somebody who is a victim. If she is a victim, she's a victim of circumstances prior to the relationships that she was in with men. It sounds like to me that, yeah, Keke is probably dealing with some childhood trauma that has not been addressed. And so her relationships that she had with men are not healthy. And Keke is not alone. I'm not trying to like smash on her or anything like that, because she's not alone. There's a whole lot of us, myself included, who is dealing with childhood trauma and struggle to keep that type of energy out of the relationships that I'm currently in, or any relationships that I enter into. Pause for the cause, fam. Hold on. So here's the question. Is Keke Palmer a victim, or is Keke Palmer to blame for the situation that she's in with her in her relationship? I personally don't believe that Keke Palmer is a victim in this relationship. If you look at her past history, she has a history of abuse, and I don't think she's innocent. Maybe dude did put his hands on her, I don't know. But I'm not so sure that Keke Palmer is innocent. There's two sides to every story. And keep in mind, fam, by her own admission, she said that sometimes people think that guys are the only ones who can be violent. She admitted to putting hands on dudes. She admitted to stirring things up to get a rise out of dude. This doesn't sound like somebody who is innocent. Now, one might say, well, if that's the case, why does she try to accuse Buddy of putting hands on her? Say, fam, all is fair in love and war. That's just what it is. I ain't gonna lie. If she was one of my family members and she was going through it with her dude, you know, it's war. It's war. So you're gonna do what you gotta do to get the outcome that you want. So if she felt like, hey, man, you know what? Let me use these steel shots to try to, you know, gain some favor from the court, then, hey, I just personally wouldn't advocate it though. I wouldn't advocate it. I ain't gonna try to deter her from doing it, but I wouldn't advocate it. On a personal level, I look at it like, I look at the long-term effects of it. Like, they got a kid together, and for that kid to have information out there that his father put his hands on his mother, and that not to be true, and say, for instance, the mama had been instigating the entire time, and now the daddy is made out to be the enemy. And then it also hurts his reputation down the line. It's not just about the situation that they're in with the child at the moment, just trying to figure out custody and if this dude's gonna get alimony or child support and all that kind of stuff. It's also speaks volume to how people are going to look at him and his image. You know, if the dude is not a violent person, if he's not an abusive person, you don't want to put that kind of jacket on anybody. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But again, fam, all is fair in love and war, and that's how people get down. It's dirty, it's low down and dirty. But I don't know too many attorneys who wouldn't say, hey, this is how you do it. Oh, you got video of y'all fighting or him. Well, yeah, you know what? I hit him. What, is there any way you can cut out the part where you hit him? Well, you know what? Take the still shots instead of showing the whole video. Just take still shots of the time when he was aggressive. See, if dude got a good lawyer, the lawyer would say, no, let's go pull back. Let's go pull all the footage. Let's go as far back as we can and pull all the footage. And I'm sure that if they did that, that footage would show a whole different tale that is being publicized. Going into the comments. Nandy Johnston, what's up? Sean Lunatic, what it do? Tiffany Coates says she don't want to pay child support like Halle Berry. Yeah, fam, I get it, but do you get a man like, do you get him back like that? If he didn't actually put hands on her, do you get him back like that? At the end of the day, that's still her child's father, right? Why would you want to make your child's father or your child's mother's life harder than what it is? Y'all need to, Anybody that's going through it, if y'all going through it, be adults. Act civilized. At the very least, act civilized. And truly do what's best for the kids. Because everybody love to talk about how much they love their kids. But then when it comes to matters like this, they act selfishly. The kids is the last thing that's on their mind. Everybody going for self. And they don't care about the long-term effects that, going after their significant other or their ex has on the children that they share together. They don't care. And to me, that's very immature. When you're going through it like that, man, you got to just cast those emotions, get rid of those emotions, and do what, act logically. And I know that ain't always the easiest thing to do because, you're mad, you want a little revenge. I get it. But if you love the kids like you say you love the kids and it's really about the kids, then you would do what's best for the kids. The White Dorsey, what it do? Renee says, a man will not put hands on me and turn around and think he will see his kid, his child. I mean, that sounds fair, but where that comment come from? Because who said that the dude really put hands on her? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say it's two sides to every story. And then you have to consider her past. Look, fam, you do one thing, you do something one time, perhaps it's a mistake, it's an accident. You do something twice, it becomes pathological. People like to say if you do it 3 times, it's pathological. Well, you do it 2 times for me. All right, now we got a pattern here. It's a pattern. So I'm not buying it, fam. It's 2 sides. And by her own admission, she talked about liking to stir the pot, getting under the dude's skin, trying to get a rise out of him. And she also said that the physical violence was more her fault. It was more her than him. You don't get a pass for that just because you're a woman. You don't get a pass for putting your hands on people. If the dude had said that, if he had said the same thing in his book, man, people would have been saying she need to get rid of him. The dude is a woman beater and this and that, or whatever. Man, people would have eviscerated that dude. But y'all giving Keke a pass? Why? This is the time to invoke equality. I understand the mother loves her. Keke mother loves her like Darius's mother loves him. But all of this calling this man and talking down to this man and how horrible he did that ain't her place. Her daughter hooked up with this dude and had a baby. She let this dude go in her raw and produce the baby. If she woman enough to do all of that, she woman enough to have a conversation, a civil conversation with that man and talk to him about where they go from there with that child that they created. All I'm seeing on the internet, social media, is a whole bunch of grown-ass people in their 30s and 40s and 50s masquerading as adults. Childlike behavior. They got kids. Some of y'all got grandkids acting like kids. Suck it up, buttercup. We all go through it. You say you love the kids, do what's best for the kids. That goes for all sides. I don't have a dog in the fight, but that goes for all sides. If you do what's best for the kids, you think about this, fam. If everybody was to just do what's best for the kids, the parents will have a better relationship. Even if they have divorced and they moved on, they're separated, whatever, the parents will actually have a better life because they won't have all that strife and all of that negative energy every time they think about the person that they procreated with. If the parents did what was right, if they did right by the children, the parents would have a better life. But some of these parents can't see the forest from the trees. They can't get out of their own way because they act out of emotions and not logic. Chosen 11. This is why it's important to be very, very careful with who you procreate with. If you're dealing with somebody before you give them a baby, if you're dealing with somebody who is already irrational, if you're dealing with somebody who's already violent, overly aggressive, if you're dealing with somebody who's disrespectful, who has a lack of integrity, who is so far gone that they're immune to embarrassment, you're going to get what you get if you mess around and procreate with them. And they're going to pass that same mindset on to your child. And when you get that, all of that crying should fall on deaf ears because you made your bed. So lie in it. How you have a baby with a uncivilized mutt and think somehow your baby is going to be good and decent and wholesome people? That uncivilized mutt is going to pass down their uncivilized traits to your child. You lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. If you had a grandmama, she would have told you that. June John, what's up? Larry Penton. What's up, Stacy R? Good Favor, Teflon, Twan. That's my time, fam. Just a real quick recap. Keke Palmer, been going through it with her boyfriend, father of a child, Darius Jackson. They're airing each other out, hurling accusations left and right. Keke put out actually she had, through her lawyer, put out some still photos of Darius allegedly putting hands on her. Now we have a blogger who has unearthed messages of Keke having a conversation. Oh, well, Keke's, not Keke, but Darius Jackson having a conversation with his mother about how Keke put hands on him, and then Keke allegedly apologizing for putting hands on him. But also, they went back and grabbed Keke's book. Let me tell you what the name of that book is right quick. Let's find that book. But you know what? I'm not going to go through all of that. Okay, hold on. Maybe I will. The book is called Okay, the book is called I Don't Belong to You. And it was unearthed by blogger Armand Wiggins. This is where Keke details a volatile and physically abusive relationship she had prior to Darius Jackson, where she admitted that that physical and emotional abusive relationship was mostly on her part. So how does one not take that into account with these new allegations? I'm pretty sure had Darius Jackson had a history of violence against women, that it would be taken into account. Any accusations that was made against him, that was levied against him, would be taken to that. His past record would be taken into account. I'm pretty certain of that. I know we got a lot of Keke Palmer fans out there, but I gotta call a strike and a ball a ball. I ain't got no dog in the fight. I'm just calling it like it is. Maureen Stein, what's up? So Keke has allegedly admitted in messages that she was abusive to Darius Jackson and abusive in a past relationship with another guy. So right now, her and Darius are going through a custody battle, and they are going to be fighting for money real soon. Look like Darius is going to try to get some of that bread. And so it looks like Keke is doing whatever she got to do to make sure he can't touch that money. We'll see how it goes. Till next time, fam, I appreciate y'all joining the live. Give me a thumbs up, fam, if you believe what Keke is saying. Give me a thumbs up. Give me one thumbs up. If you believe what Darius is saying, give me 2 thumbs up. Until next time, family. Who is that? Les Muse? Les Muse. What's up, Les Muse? Until next time, no more talk.